all follow the light. Naturally, she also mentions that she will probably return next week, implying that we will probably see her once more. In the interim, the interns are given the chance to work on a novel procedure. Grace Sloan is struck by a thunderstorm in episode 6 of Grey's Anatomy, which airs on the 19th season. The trainees and attending surgeons work together to save the reporter and his family from an injured Storm. In the meantime, the storm causes issues and a well-known author conducts a risky business. In the 7th episode of Grey's Anatomy, Meredith's final day at Grace Sloan, her final procedure does not go as planned. Also, her conversation about relationships with Nick doesn't go as planned. Maddie and Winston successfully complete a groundbreaking partial heart transplant while this is going on. Mika, Simone, and Lucas receive keys from Meredith and her sisters to remain there while she is away in Seattle. But Maddie eventually admits that Winston cannot change his field at this point in the game. Joe snatches the link but is unable to instruct him to travel across town to purchase Meredith a farewell cake. Joe convinced him to chart for her instead of spending the entire day doing so. Winston and Maggie introduce the trainees to Arlo, Fisher, and newborn, Joe's patient. Arlo has cardiac failure and was awaiting a heart transplant. Winston clarifies that they are only removing the main arteries during a partial heart transplant. The organ cannot be transplanted due to its fragility. Despite Maggie's assurances that saving Arlo is the best option, the parents are concerned about the risks. It becomes abundantly clear to Nick when he visits Meredith that she has not been responding to his messages. Meredith claims that living in a hotel has been difficult, but Nick disagrees. Nick is chastised by Meredith for not declaring his affection for her when she told him, and their argument starts. Meredith assures Nick that she isn't blaming him for anything because she doesn't say that. Nick is furious. Nick storms out, but he doesn't seem to mind that she's still there. Only one student may scrub in to observe their surgery. The interns are informed by Maggie and Winston. After they are sent to the skills lab for their competition, Blue is taken away by Winston. Blue is urged not to do that by him. Blue admits that it helps him remain objective in emotionally charged situations after discovering him exercising his fingers in front of Arlo's parents. Teddy suggests that Richard hire someone local when he inquires about candidates for the head of surgery position. Richard believes Teddy is correct, so he invites her to speak to the search committee. Teddy doesn't seem particularly motivated to take part, but once she finds out that there is no additional compensation involved, she will. She nevertheless declares that she will attend because she is currently stranded. Arlo's mother, Meadow, tells Joe that she wants to wait until she has a whole heart. Meadow is confident that they will locate a donor heart match quickly, despite Joe's warning that it could take up to 6 months. Joe tells them that Maggie has the most experience and is the most knowledgeable person. Meadow doesn't want to put Arlo's life in danger for a novel procedure, so she wants to put off the surgery. The interns compete for a spot on the operation by finishing stitches. Mika leaves immediately after giving up. Things appear to be getting back to the point where they were before when Simone responds to Lucas' request for assistance. However, when Simone receives a page, they are cut off. Herself and hurt her midsection. Mika goes to Helm at the pub to ask for help with her sewing. Helm seems uninterested, but Michael tells her that she needs this victory to keep moving. When Mika offers to be her bar back if she wins the competition, Helm appears to finally want to help. Tess spots a ring on Simone's chain among the interns as Simone and Lucas lure her in for a con. Simone responds that she is no longer engaged when asked if she is engaged. Lucas appears shocked when he sees this, as does Tess. Meredith and Nick examine scams and decide to transport her directly to surgery. Mandy believes that they are at least compatible in terms of their work and enthusiasm for the procedure when Amelia inquires about their relationship with Winston. She admits that they haven't talked much, if at all, about what they talked about before the lightning struck the house. Given that Meadow is not Meadow's doctor, Joe informs Maggie and Amelia that Meadow wishes to postpone the procedure. Amelia is willing to talk to her. Amelia talks to Arlo's parents about her son Christopher, who only lived 43 minutes because of his medical condition. Amelia tells them that she constantly thinks about Christopher and wishes she had seized the chance to save his life. Winston examines Jules and Blue Mika's stitches. Mika has won and can take part in Arlo's operation, Winston decides. Blue learns from Jules that she withdrew from the competition due to her fear of children in the observation area. Jules' sister was born in the family's backyard in a kiddie pool when Jules was just 5 years old. Blue can't help but laugh at the absurd story, and the two of them keep laughing until Zola stops them and tells them to concentrate on the task at hand. During the procedure, Tess breaks down. Simon and Lucas are horrified as Meredith performs compressions as they watch. Compressions are ultimately Simone's responsibility. Tess is left, so Nick tells her to stop. Simone asks for permission to do Tess a favor by locking her up. Additionally, Lucas wants to remain and assist with Ben Arlo's surgery. After the arteries are connected, the heart actually starts to beat. In the cleaning area, Nick tells Meredith that he despises everything about that day. He continues by stating that he had not come for this reason. Meredith informs Nick that she is an adult with 3 children, a successful job, and each time she will determine the requirements of herself, her children, and each of them. She reassures Nick that she will not beg him to love her and that if he chooses, he is welcome to be a part of her life. When Simone sees Meredith outside, she apologizes for getting upset about Tess. She informs Meredith that Tess was the target of her final procedure and she should only repent once she has stopped feeling. Simone responds that it is bad when Meredith inquires